Welcome back once again. Dear students, today we will talk about the anatomy of isobilateral leaves or the leaves which are present in monocots. Okay, isobilateral leaf is a characteristic feature of monocots. First of all, what are isobilateral leaves? Those leaves in which upper and lower surfaces are similar, they are known as isobilateral leaves or equifacial leaves. There is no distinction of mesophyll into palisade and spongy parenchyma in isobilateral leaves. If it is differentiated, okay, into palisade and spongy parenchyma, palisade is present on both upper as well as lower surface. And like dicot stems, they possess three tissue systems. The first one is epidermis, then mesophyll, and finally the vascular tissue. First of all, epidermis. The upper and lower epidermis in case of isobilateral leaves, it is made up of single layer of compactly arranged cells, and the outer surface of these epidermal cells is cuticularized. Okay, there is deposition of cuticle on the outer surface of these epidermal cells, and in some grasses, in many cases, okay, in many grasses, there is additional impregnation of silica. There is deposition of silica in many grasses as well. Then the stomata. In these leaves, stomata are found both on upper as well as lower surfaces. And that is why they are known as amphistomatic. Amphistomatic means when stomata are present on both upper as well as lower surfaces. However, in some free-floating hydrophytes and a few grasses, stomata only occur on the upper surface. Now the bulliform cells, this is the characteristic feature of many grasses. Okay, these are large cells found in the epidermis of Poa pratensis, Zea mays, and many grasses. The function of these bulliform cells is they help in the rolling and unrolling of leaves depending upon the moisture content in the atmosphere. For example, during summer, during dry spells of summer, when there is least amount of water available in the atmosphere, the bulliform cells, they lose water, they lose turgidity, and this loss of turgidity helps them roll the leaves. Okay, leaves roll हो जाते हैं, ऐसे leaves roll हो जाते हैं, and this rolling of leaves helps to prevent the loss of water through transpiration. Then mesophyll, it is a bulk of tissue which lies between upper and lower epidermis, and this mesophyll in case of isobilateral leaves, it is not differentiated into palisade and spongy tissues, and all the cells of mesophyll contain chloroplasts and perform photosynthesis. Okay, the parenchymatous cells of mesophyll in case of isobilateral leaves, they are separated by intercellular spaces which are interconnected and open into substomatal chambers, and these substomatal chambers and the interconnected intercellular spaces, they help to maintain the gaseous continuity of leaf with the outside atmosphere. Then finally, the vascular bundles. Monocot leaves possess characteristic parallel venation. Say for example, this is a monocot leaf. Okay, a number of veins lie parallel to each other in this leaf, and each vein contains a single vascular bundle. एक vein में एक vascular bundle होता है, and each vascular bundle is conjoint. You know what is conjoint? Collateral, closed, and surrounded by a distinct bundle sheath. Say for example, this is a vascular bundle of monocot leaf. This vascular bundle is surrounded by a layer of cells which forms the bundle sheath. Okay, now the bundle sheath extensions. What are bundle sheath extensions? In many cases, bundle sheath is connected to upper and lower epidermis by compactly placed parenchymatous or sclerenchymatous cells. Okay, you will see it on the next slide. And in each vascular bundle, xylem faces upper epidermis and phloem faces lower epidermis. Let's now have a look on the anatomical features of monocot leaves by looking at this image. The upper epidermis here, okay, this is the upper epidermis, and this is the lower epidermis, and both upper and lower epidermis, they are cuticularized. Okay, there is deposition of cuticle on the outer side of these cells, and the stomata are present in both upper and lower epidermis. That means these leaves are amphistomatic, and they also possess Some large cells, which are known as bulliform cells or motor cells, the function of these bulliform cells is to help prevent the loss of water by rolling and unrolling, or you can simply say they help regulate the loss of water. Okay. Then the mesophyll, in case of isobilateral leaves, mesophyll is not differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma. Instead, it is uniform throughout, and these cells have large intercellular spaces between them which are interconnected, and finally they open into the substomatal chambers here. This helps these leaves to maintain the gaseous continuity with the outside atmosphere. And finally, the vascular bundles. Here you can see these are actually three different veins which lie parallel to each other. Okay, and each vein contains a single vascular bundle. Now let's look at a single vascular bundle. Each vascular bundle is conjoint. Conjoint means xylem and phloem, they lie next to each other. They are collateral and they are closed. Collateral means xylem lies on upper side and phloem lies on lower side. And they are closed means they do not possess any cambium between xylem and phloem. There is no cambium. Okay, they are closed for secondary growth. Secondary growth cannot take place. And finally, here you can see this patch of cells. These are known as bundle sheath extensions. Okay, they are composed of parenchymatous or sclerenchymatous cells, and they extend from the bundle sheath of this vascular bundle to both the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. Okay. This is all about the anatomy of monocot leaves or isobilateral leaves. I hope you all understand this. Stay blessed and thank you.